Hi everyone, and welcome back to Teachers Talk Money, the channel where I help teachers master their money in order to give back to themselves. I'm so excited for our video today because we are going to be talking about investing, which is a huge, extremely important topic that is often neglected by so many people. So first, I want to go over why investing is important. Investing is something that seems extremely intimidating and confusing and complicated to so many people, but it doesn't actually have to be that way, and there are many ways to kind of simplify it in your mind so that you can understand what's going on in order to build wealth. And you absolutely must invest if you want to build wealth. If you keep all of your money in a typical savings account that's bringing you 1 to 2 for a really good savings account percent interest, your money is still not keeping up with inflation, which means that when you keep your money in a savings account versus an investment account where it's going to grow more, you are actually losing money over time, even though you're working so hard to save that money. So while it might feel risky to get started with investing, it is actually much more risky to not invest your money. Specifically with teachers, I think there is a noticeable stigma around the idea of building wealth, which is really the primary goal of investing your money, is so that your money works for you and that it grows. This probably comes from the fact that no teachers really chose this profession for the money, I hope, but we need to unlearn that because building wealth is extremely important. And I'm not saying you need to amass insane amounts of money to go buy a yacht or something, but you must invest and build wealth just in order to have a safe and comfortable retirement for yourself. And if you have children, I consider investing extremely crucial in order to give them the opportunities that you didn't have and start breaking family cycles and building generational wealth. And there is nothing immoral about this idea of building generational wealth, especially if you come from a family that didn't have as much. You want to be able to give your kids more opportunities than you had, and so investing in that case is extremely crucial. But even if you don't ever want to have children, you want to be able to support yourself in retirement so that no member of your family ends up supporting you. It's also not a great idea to rely on the government to support you in retirement because, as we know, Social Security is running out. So investing is important for everyone. I do want to talk about 2 investing misconceptions briefly. The first one is that investing is all about buying stocks. And this is kind of true, but a lot of times people think of investing as trading individual stocks, something that like a day trader would do. And this was what I first thought investing was, because this is something that my parents were kind of interested, and that is how investing in the stock market was discussed in my family. But this is not the only context that you should be hearing about investing from. In fact, I will never be trading individual stocks personally, and many people don't ever need to. It's actually a lot more risky to trade individual stocks than to invest in retirement accounts, which is what we will talk about later on in this video. So don't think that you need to spend all of this time trading individual stocks. That is super risky and super time consuming, and not at all what this video is going to be about. The second misconception I want to talk about is that investing is too risky. And people think this because the stock market does fluctuate. It goes up and down. When coronavirus hit, I saw a massive decrease in the amount of money that was in my investment accounts, as did everyone around the world. But what you need to remember is that the stock market predictably trends upwards. So even while it may be going up and down and your accounts may be gaining money and losing money in the short term, it trends upward in the long term. I'm gonna put up a great diagram that I got from the Instagram account Personal Finance Club, where it describes the stock market as yo-yoing while walking up and down the stairs. So while the yo-yo may be going up and down, it's going up over time. And I'll show you a graph of the stock market that kind of reflects that idea. And this has been predictable over the life of the stock market. So that's the idea and the math behind why you will end up making money with your investments. Now let's get into how to invest as a teacher. So first I have to talk about pensions, because a lot of teachers think of their retirement as being their pension, which is true. This is a piece of your retirement. So your pension is nice because it's taken automatically from each paycheck, which forces you to take your money and put it aside for retirement. But what's not so nice about pensions is that they are pretty underfunded in almost every state. I think every state except for like 2, and to varying degrees. So I'll put up a map on the screen that shows just how funded pensions are in each state, and you can check your state and see what your pension is looking like. And we also don't know if the underfundment of these pensions will continue to trend when it's finally time for us to retire. So for me, it's nice to know that it's there, but it's not something I'm really gonna depend on having. So the next thing we need to talk about is employer-sponsored retirement plans. This is the main mode of investing that most people talk about, other than trading stocks, which again, we're not trading individual stocks here. And for teachers, these are most commonly a 403b and or a 457b. You will often hear people talk about investing in terms of a 401k, and a 403b is basically the teacher version of a 401k. These are nice because you decide how much per paycheck you want to contribute, and then it's taken automatically out of your paycheck before taxes are applied to it, which is really nice. It's automatic and it's more of a set it and forget it type deal. The main difference between a 403b and a 457b is when you can take out the money. So with the 457b, you can actually take it out before retirement age, which is 59.5. According to Investopedia, while the 403b does not allow distributions until you are 59.5 years old, your 457b benefits become available when you no longer work for the employer that is providing the 457b. This is notable because if you change to a different district, or you change careers, or you retire early, you can take out your money without any penalty. One big thing to note is that when non-teachers talk about investing in their 401ks, they often mention something called an employer match, where the employer will match a certain amount of money that you decide to contribute month to month from your paycheck. However, this is extremely rare for teachers. If you do have this opportunity, absolutely take it, but most districts do not offer any sort of match for your contributions. And the other thing to note is that you can contribute up to $19,500 into each of these plans, and that was the 2020 amount. So it might change as we go through the years, but that is the max for now, and you can contribute even more than that if you're 50 years of age or older. So that's what we have as options for the employer-sponsored retirement plans, the 403b and the 457b. Now we need to talk about individual retirement accounts, which you've probably heard as IRA, or in some cases IRA. Individual retirement accounts are great to invest extra money into when you have extra money that you didn't automatically have to send to your employer-sponsored retirement plans. So for example, if you are putting 15% of your paycheck a month into your 457b, and then for some reason you pick up extra money from a side hustle, or you get extra money from a gift, and you want to invest that extra money, it's great to put that in an individual retirement account. Or if you're doing amazing and you're maxing out your retirement accounts, you can put more money into an individual retirement account. What I want to talk to you about and emphasize to you most about individual retirement accounts is that you should get a Roth IRA if you are going to get one. What Roth means is that the growth on the money is not taxed. Because you are contributing your money after it has already been taxed out of your paycheck, that money grows tax-free. So it is not taxed when you take it out, which in most cases, if you've grown a lot of money or your money has grown over a long period of time, means mathematically, generally, more money for you. People shy away from individual retirement accounts, I think because it is a little bit more hands-on than simply sending a certain percentage of your paycheck to your employer, right? And in some ways, opening an individual retirement account can be a little bit more hands-on, but that can be a really good thing. Either way, there are steps you can take to make it simpler. For example, if you want to pick the fund specifically that you're investing in because you've chosen a fund that you think will be great, then you can get a Roth IRA that you can manage manually through an account with a company such as Vanguard or Fidelity. But if you would like a less hands-on approach and you don't feel as confident with choosing the actual funds that you want to invest in, you can do what's called a Roboadvisor. I will link below an article from NerdWallet where they compare Roboadvisors against each other, and they all have different things to offer in terms of how they'll manage your money. But what you want to keep an eye out for is fees, because fees can add up very quickly since they are a percentage of the money that you have invested. So if you're going to see a lot of growth in those accounts, you will be hit really hard, even if your fee is just 0.2% higher than it would have been with another account. So compare them side by side, see what offers what you would like. You can get awesome options like more socially responsible investing and things like that, but make sure you pay attention to fees because they are sneaky and it could end up meaning a lot less money for you. Overall, you guys, what I really want to drive home is that investing is absolutely crucial for every single person that wants to be able to support themselves in retirement or build wealth for the future generations of their family. A really important key to investing is to stay diversified, which means that you have investments in different types of accounts, in different funds, and things like that. It might even mean that you choose to explore investing in real estate, which is a completely different topic for another day, but that is a form of investing as well. The other thing I want to leave you with is that you shouldn't let feeling confused or overwhelmed or like you don't totally understand it stop you from getting started. You should use your resources to learn what you need to learn to understand it. I am always checking Investopedia to get more information or answer any questions that I'm confused about, but you also have access to YouTube, to podcasts, to my comment section and my DMs where I'm happy to answer any questions about investing that you have to learn what you need to learn to be a confident and competent investor. Time is your best friend when it comes to investing, which means that getting started as soon as possible is one of the best things you can do. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel today. Please comment below any questions you have about investing and I would be happy to answer them, especially from the perspective of another teacher. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Bye everybody.